Here we have one of the lazy stones, one of the great megalithic blocks that didn't quite make it from the quarry to Ollantaytambo itself. Just over the road we have another one. Oh my god. There's some built into the wall here, as Brian just pointed out. So two huge blocks here at Ollantaytambo, just built into the wall. And we have this one just on the street of Ollantaytambo. You can see the ancientness of it. Over there we have the biggest one of all. Just our friend sitting on top of it. This looks like it's about 20 tons or something. Quite incredible. It's even got a knob on it as well.
You cannot figure out how they did this because they're not like really big blocks. They have to be very small, shallow blocks, and they're fitted together. Perfectly fitted together, and they're like holding to this cliff face, and they would have to be somehow hanging on this cliff face doing this, perfectly fitting them together, and then there's not much space for it to fit into. And in his book, and I quoted in mine, when it comes to this, he just says we have no idea how they could do that fit, that they could melt them together or something. Yeah, and the idea of heating the rock and having it melting, and that's another explanation too for the knobs. I always often think of that scene in the Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, I guess.
So behind me here is the larger of the two lazy stones, which they're called, which didn't quite make it over from the mountain to Ollantaytambo. It's 21 foot long, it's red granite, it must weigh in excess of 50 or 60 tons, and it's here just on the road, and you can walk around the left hand side of Ollantaytambo to see it for yourself.
Wow, there's some interesting pock marks on top.
So yeah, it's just Brian rightly pointed out there's some strange cut marks on the top of the rock here. No explanation really further. I haven't seen those anywhere else at Ollantaytambo. What do you make of these cut marks then, Brian?
Actually, I think these they may have been Inca tool marks because they're quite rough, but what they were trying to achieve with it, I mean, the idea that the Inca were shaping a block of this 20, 30 or 40 ton size and using stone hammers in order to do the shaping is quite ridiculous, because up there is the Sun Temple, which we saw precision joinery where you can't fit a human hair in between blocks of this size. So it's quite a mystery. I don't think this one fell down from here, but again, we know the quarry is right up there. So somehow this stone came from there down across the field, across the river, across Moorfield, and was placed here or left here. This is where you see the real crystalline nature of this stone. So there's a lot of quartz crystal in here. Quartz is piezoelectric, and that's what we tend to find when we find megalithic works, is the stone usually has a lot of quartz in it.
So this is the very square looking lazy stone, or lazy megalith, that came from up the mountain. I mean, Brian and I were just discussing how on earth would you even get it 5 feet up in the air, let alone all the way up the hill and down the whole mountain and up there. It's boggling. This one's even got some of the keyboard button kind of protrusions on it, which so it proves that they were kind of designing and cutting them, measuring them before they even brought them down from the mountain and took them up to the top of Ollantaytambo. So it seems like the production plant could have been actually up on the mountaintop where the quarry is. But this is just speculation right now. There could have been work, could have been done at different areas across the whole valley. So we really don't know how they got it here. It's just one of those baffling, wonderful mysteries that we find here in ancient Peru.
How would they have gotten it even from there up to here? And then it's supposed to have gone up way the hell up there and came from across way over there?
Pretty amazing, isn't it?